So today we are diving into a question that really gets the heart of everything. Are we just a random collection of atoms, a cosmic accident, or are we something more? Now, this isn't just some late-night dorm room debate. This is a battle for the future of humanity, and the two sides could not be more different.
And boom, the whole thing kicks off with this bombshell from a character named Diesel. His argument is simple. We're not special. We're a biological accident. And you know, that's not just talk. That's basically a green light for a life without any rules or higher purpose. It's the first shot in a war for our very soul.
And this brings us to the two teams in this war. On one side, you have the dissolvers, led by Diesel. For them, we're a cosmic accident. Life is all about maximizing pleasure. And when you die, well, that's it. Game over. Then, on the other side, you have the evolvers. They see us as spiritual beings on a quest for self-mastery, a journey that goes way beyond death. We're talking about two completely opposite operating systems for being human here.
So this brings us to the first real battleground. What are we, really? Are we just stardust that got lucky? A total cosmic fluke with no instruction manual? Or is there something more going on here, maybe a hidden purpose just waiting for us to figure it out? The dissolvers, well, they build their entire worldview on this idea. We're just spontaneously generated humanoids. No creator, no grand plan. And if you believe that, the next logical step is pretty clear, right? Live for the moment, go for that short-term gratification. And as for things like morals or ethics, Diesel just dismisses them as a temporary crutch for people who are too scared to really live.
But the evolvers, led by a guy named Evan, have a really sharp comeback. What I love about this is how it completely flips the dissolver idea of freedom on its head. Evan basically says that a life spent just chasing every single impulse, every passing desire, that's not freedom. That's just being a slave to your own instincts.
And this leads us right into the next big clash. What is the point of all this? Is life just a cosmic shopping spree, like the dissolvers think, where you just grab as much fun stuff as you can? Or is it more like a school for the soul, a place where we're meant to learn and grow?
And this slide just captures the two endgames perfectly. The dissolver's goal is to maximize pleasure and dodge responsibility, enjoy the shopping spree of life. The evolver, on the other hand, embraces life as a kind of spiritual boot camp. For them, it's not about comfort, it's about growth, facing tests and earning immortality through pure willpower.
So, the most crucial point for the dissolvers really comes down to this number, 0. From their perspective, if you lie, cheat, or steal, what are the actual long-term consequences? 0. No karma, no divine judgment, no cosmic debt to pay back. When your body dies, you just dissolve, and that's the end of it. For them, this totally justifies a life without remorse.
Okay, so this brings us to the next big question. Where do we actually find truth? Is it something you find in a lab under a microscope? Something you can measure and prove? Or is truth something you find within yourself? Something that science can't even touch? And Diesel makes the dissolver's position crystal clear. For him, if it's not scientifically verifiable, it's not real. Period. The whole idea of a soul or cosmic laws, he just writes it all off as wishful thinking, a fairy tale for people who can't handle the cold hard facts of a material universe. Now, this blind faith in science leaves the dissolvers to their ultimate solution for death, technology. They call it the copy problem. The plan is to upload your brain and just live forever in the cloud. But the evolvers point out a massive flaw. A copy of you isn't you. It's like a perfect photograph of a person. It looks exactly the same, but it has no soul, no life. Evan just captures the whole conflict perfectly with this one line. It pits the dissolvers' faith in a man-made, technological god, a god of silicon, against the evolvers' belief in this innate spiritual essence, a soul made of fire. These are two fundamentally different bets on how to live forever. So how exactly does each side plan to cheat death? Is the answer in biohacking and super advanced tech? Or is there a more ancient mystical path to immortality? This table just breaks it all down. The dissolver is the longevity gambler, betting the house on things like biohacking and crypto to literally buy their way out of death. Their body, it's just hardware, ready for an upgrade. The evolver, though, is a spiritual investor, building a cosmic bank account of energy through meditation and self-mastery. To them, the body is a temple, and their currency is pure willpower. A debate this intense was never going to stay just a war of words. You could feel it coming. The conflict is about to get physical, and the stakes are about to get a whole lot higher.
And now, the true mastermind behind the whole dissolver philosophy steps out from the shadows. This is no longer just a student debate. It's a choice of which master you're going to serve.
A new player enters the game, Serpent, and he is the absolute embodiment of the dissolver's seductive logic. His message is dangerously simple. Disobedience isn't a sin, it's the next stage of evolution. Don't like a law? Just ignore it. A moral code holding you back? Just drop it. Your truth is the only truth.
And here it is, Serpent's 4-step program to what he calls freedom. It starts with unfiltered speech. Just say whatever you want, whenever you want. Then you move on to ignoring any law that gets in your way. And the final destination? A life where you never, ever have to say you're sorry. As the other students start buying into this whole remorseless philosophy, Evan issues this final, desperate warning. He sees them making a terrifying bet, placing their faith not just in a bad idea, but in a truly malevolent force. They're trading a connection to a creator for the empty promises of a creature of chaos.
So in this dramatic showdown, the Evolvers actually use their spiritual power to banish Serpent. The immediate threat is gone, but Diesel, the poster boy for the dissolver philosophy, is just left there, completely shaken. He's been saved by the very people he was arguing against, and now he's at a total crossroads. And that brings us to the final unavoidable question. Do you choose the carefree path of a biological accident or the challenging path of spiritual mastery? The story leaves its hero right here at this crossroads. And it leaves us here too. The future is unwritten, so which path do you choose?